Welcome, friends. We are going to do our James Rizzi building drawings. This is a cityscape because it's a picture of a city or buildings. So we're going to start out way at the bottom with a road. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a horizontal line across my paper. Right at the bottom, you can see I did not leave too much space. Usually next to a road in a city is a sidewalk. So I'm going to draw another line right above that. So you can see pretty small space again, but that's going to be our sidewalk space. To make it look more like a sidewalk, we're going to add some diagonal lines to it. You know, like the cracks in the sidewalk? That's what I'm going to add. I'm just going to add some simple diagonal lines. They don't have to be perfect. They don't even have to be the same distance apart. I'm trying to make them as close as I can be. So I'm just putting them right across, just some diagonal lines. The diagonal lines make the picture look a little more 3D, like it has depth. We've talked about depth before when we have done landscapes. Cityscapes are very much the same way. So this is our foreground. This is what's in front. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose two buildings that are going to be shorter and be closest to us. So I'm just going to start with a shape. Now you can choose any shape you want. I'm going to choose sort of an arched shape, sort of a rainbow shape. That looks pretty good. Maybe I'll make a window, or I'm sorry, not a window, a door in the same style as the building. I like that. All right, I'm going to leave that one there. I like that. Now, I really like the roundness, the rounded edges. So I think I might make another building with some rounded edges that goes up to the front, because I feel like those are probably not two-story buildings. They're probably only one story. Maybe they're fun stores or restaurants right next to the street. So I think I'm going to make another one that's rounded. Maybe I'll make this one look more, I don't know, with a couple of bumps on it. Something like that, maybe. That looks kind of like a cool shape. Kind of like a seashell shape almost. Maybe on this one, I'll put in two doors. Oh, I'm sorry, my color changed. There we go. So maybe on this one, I'll put in two arched doorways. All right, so my foreground is covered. Now I'm going to work on the background. So I'm going to put some buildings behind this. So I've done such round buildings in the front. I think I'm going to do some more angular buildings, so buildings with sharp edges in the back. He likes, James Rizzi likes to do a lot of zigzag sort of buildings. So maybe I'll make like sort of a zigzag building. So clearly that building is going to go behind this building. So that's why I just stopped my line there. I'm going to give it a roof. And then I'm going to make another zigzag on this side, just to see kind of like what happens, what's going to work. So that looks like that would be a pretty cool building. So I'll leave that one there. Maybe I'll do one called a step building. So I'm just going to make like a building shape. And then I'm going to put in some steps. So I go over, I go up, I go over, I go up. So it's a pretty similar line to our castle line. I'm just making it either go up or down. So on one side it went up, obviously on the other side it's going to come down. I'm going to let it go right off the edge of my page. So for the door for this building, I think I might repeat that design. I like that design. And again, yours can look way different than Miss H's. Just like in Rizzi's artwork, his buildings are pretty crazy. So no need to think that yours needs to look like Miss H's. All right. So I matched what I did up here down here to make a cool looking door. Let's make it a double door so it opens on each side. All right, so I still have some empty space here and here. I'm gonna put in more buildings. Okay, sorry about that. I needed to pause for a second. We had an announcement. So I'm gonna go for more basic shapes back here because they're getting farther away and we have a lot of crazy shapes already going on. So I think I'll just do like a regular sort of rectangle shaped building right here. It's gonna come behind my zigzag building just a little bit. So I'll put a little bit down there. And I'm gonna do a similar one over here. However, I'm gonna put a fancy top on it. So I'm gonna make a round sort of dome at the top of my building like that. And then maybe I'll make a spire come out the top of that. So a point is gonna come out. Maybe I'll bring this around and make that could be like all glass. I can make it look like more like glass when I color it in. All right, so my basic things are done. Now I can start adding some building details. Building details will include things like windows, chimneys, things that might hang on a building, clothing lines, stairs. So all these are kind of things that I'm thinking about. This building right here, since it's so flat, it's got nothing going on with it. I want to put something else on top. So I'm going to just do, I think, a zigzag line, something pretty simple, but it'll give the building a nice little top. On my zigzag building, I think I'm going to add some windows. And while I'm making the windows, I'm also thinking about face shapes because he adds faces to his buildings. So I'm kind of trying to make mine, my windows, these two will be like eyes. And then I'll make one down here and that can be like its nose. So I'm trying to think in terms of face shape. Same thing for over here. I think I'm just going to do some rectangles again because this is a pretty squarish building. So there's one eye. I like thinking outside of the box a little bit when it comes to the faces. I just don't necessarily want to just draw a face like two eyes and a mouth. I want to see if I can incorporate it, meaning make it part of the building, which is why I'm making this one all out of windows. So his eyes, his nose, and his mouth are all primarily the same shapes, but I'm making it all out of windows instead of drawing an eyes, nose, or mouth. I think I want to turn this shape right here into a cat. So let's see. I'm going to do a cat ear on this side and a cat ear on this side. I can put the inner lines. So my door is going to be the mouth of the cat. Maybe he's frowning, kind of looks like Grumpy Cat. So right above my door, let's see, I'm going to put a triangle window for the cat's nose. Again, does not have to be a cat. First, you can make it in any animal, or it doesn't have to be an animal at all. I'll make then circle eyes. So those will be windows too. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I don't know how my page just turned around. So there's one eyeball. I'll make the next eyeball. And then cats have whiskers, of course. But how do I make the whiskers part of the building? So let me put them in and then let me see what I can think of. So I'm just going to make 3 whiskers on this side and then 3 whiskers on this side. But what could those be? Maybe they're bars over windows. So maybe I make some oval shapes like cheeks, but they'll actually be windows of the building with bars over them. That kind of looks cool. And now that I'm looking at it, this building looks like a cat paw, doesn't it? Since the cat's there. So maybe I'll continue with that theme. I can put some windows in with some circles, and those can be like the toes. But it could also be two eyes. How could I make a mouth on this one? Ooh, what about string lights? So maybe I'll make some string lights on this one to give it a cute smile. Ooh, kind of looks like a cupcake too. All right, I'm not going to draw each light bulb. I'll worry about that when I color. I might want this one to look a little more 3D. So I'm just going to add a few extra details to it. Make it pop out a little more. So everything is like hitting right at this one line. And I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my zigzag building shorter. So I'm going to take its line back, and I'm going to make this one even shorter by taking its line back. So it looks much farther away. So now I have some ground space. That makes sense. What to do with this guy's face? I don't know. I'm going to move on to my square guy. Since he's so square, let's give him roundish eyes. So I'm using rainbow shapes to make eyes and a nose. I'm gonna make eyes over here. And then the rest we probably really won't see because it's behind that cupcake or paw-shaped building. But he needs a mouth. What about a clothesline? So I made him look like he's smiling, right? Let's put some pants on the clothesline, like they're hanging out to dry. And that could look like his teeth. And of course there needs to be a door, so I'll put a door in there too. All right, so I've got my basic faces. I've even added a little bit of detail with this, the windows, the whiskers, the string lights. So I would go and look at finer details, things like doorknobs, maybe curtains in the windows. This one's so angular. Let's do like long skinny curtains. Put in the little eyeball shapes. Ooh, I could make the cat eyes maybe like partially closed with the eye underneath it. So his eyeball would go here and here. These circles I might just color in solid to make the two eyes. All right, so looking more and more like a James Rizzi. I think I might make mine at nighttime. So a lot of my windows will be more of a yellowish glowing color or a lighter color to make it look like it's glowing at night. Like when you walk down a dark street and someone has the light on in their house. Oh, let's add one of the little James Rizzi birds. I'm going to add it on top of this building here. So I'm going to zoom in for us. I'm not going to do anything super complicated or fancy. Put a little eyeball. Okay. Just to add a little bit of James Rizzi. So that is my cityscape. Now let's see what it looks like all colored in. So I'm going to pause really quick, and when I come back, it'll be all finished. All right, so here is my picture all finished. I forgot to color in the bird, so it colored over it. I'll have to add that back. So on my street, you can see I colored in, I added some yellow lines down the street. I added grass on my 2 ground areas, a path to that door. I added the lights to my string lights. I put yellow lights, candles in the window. So when you look at it, the picture as a whole, the 2 candles are the eyeballs, and then the string light is the smile. I was getting pretty clever with that one. I like it. You can see the jeans hanging on the clothesline to give this guy a smile. So this guy looks really sleepy. His eyes are really down. The cat turned out pretty cute. This guy reminds me of like a Frankenstein building. And then this building, he looks kind of scared, just the way his eyes look and the way the mouth is shaped. He kind of looks scared of something. Maybe he's afraid of the dark. Put some stars in the sky. Nothing crazy. So I just took some time in figuring out how I wanted to do the colors. I wanted to make it really bright like his pictures, but silly and fun too. So I have like a red, some purple pinks, yellows, oranges, blues, and turquoise, trying to make it just kind of as bright as possible, even though it's nighttime outside. All right, I hope you enjoy it. I will see you guys later.